Okay, so picture this. A super popular TV host lands a job he's dreamed of his whole life, but then he quits in less than a year. It's a pretty wild story, and it really makes you think about what happens when you finally get everything you thought you wanted.
Right? It's the biggest question of all. The decision just seemed to come out of nowhere, and it got everyone talking. His whole journey tells us a ton about passion, pressure, and, how we even define what success really is.
So to really get what happened, we're actually going to start at the end, with this totally surprising announcement that got this whole conversation started in the first place.
And then, bam, the news drops. Michael Weinman, a familiar, trusted face on Swiss TV, was coming back to his old show. For anyone watching, it was like seeing a favorite character return. But it was the timing of it all that really made you stop and go, wait, what?
He was gone for less than 12 months. He'd left television for this really high-profile corporate job at Swiss International Airlines, only to come back in what felt like the blink of an eye. So you have to wonder, what made him take that leap in the first place?
So why did he leave TV? Well, this wasn't some sudden, spur-of-the-moment thing. It was a move that was powered by a passion he'd had his entire life, one that was always running right alongside his TV career.
For 15 years, Michael Weinman was a fixture at SRF, the Swiss public broadcaster. He was the guy you saw on the big regional news show, Schweiz Aktuell, and he even got to do cool stuff like commentating on Formula One races. He was at the absolute top of his game.
And this quote, this really says it all. It's the key to the whole thing. From the time he was a little kid, he had two dream employers, the national TV station and the national airline. He'd already checked one box, but that other dream was always there. And his connection to aviation was seriously deep. It was personal, his dad worked in the industry, it was a hobby, he's a licensed pilot, and it was professional. He became the go-to expert on aviation for his own network. So when the chance came up to join Swiss as their head of media relations, it just seemed like the perfect next chapter. It was his second dream job.
But, and this is a big but, his decision didn't happen in a vacuum. When he left SRF, there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes at the TV station. It was a turbulent time.
Turns out he was one of several really well-known people to leave the broadcaster right around the same time. This created this media buzz, this narrative of an exodus, with lots of speculation about instability and maybe budget cuts at SRF.
Weinman actually addressed all that gossip head-on. He made it clear he wasn't escaping a sinking ship. He framed it as a personal choice to chase that other dream, while also admitting, things at SRF were a little stormy right then. Which brings us right back to that bombshell announcement. After going off and chasing his aviation dream, his return to television gave us the real, kind of emotional answer to why he came back.
Now, the words he used here are so important. He didn't frame this as a failure or as taking a step backward. His language was powerful. He said it felt like coming home, and that suggests a pretty profound realization about where he was meant to be.
And you know what? Everyone seemed to get it. His old boss at SRF was thrilled, calling his experience a great asset. And even his former employer, the airline, totally understood the feeling, wishing him well on his Nach Hause kommen, his journey home.
And this is really the heart of it, right here. He made it crystal clear where his true passion was. The corporate world, even in an industry he absolutely loved, just couldn't compete with the energy, the immediacy of live TV and telling stories that connect you with an audience. So Weinman's journey is more than just one person's fascinating story. It's actually a perfect example of a bigger career trend, something we're seeing happen more and more in the modern workplace.
It's got a name, actually, the boomerang employee. And it's exactly what it sounds like. Someone leaves a company, goes off to do something else, and then, eventually, comes back to where they started.
And when you think about it, this whole thing creates a pretty unique win-win situation. The employee gets to go out, explore, maybe scratch an itch, gain new skills and perspective, and they often come back with this renewed sense of purpose. And the company, well, they get back a proven, trusted talent who already knows the culture. But now they're bringing back all this fresh external experience with them. It's pretty smart for both sides.
So a story like Michael Weinman's really challenges that old saying that you can never go back. And it leaves us with a pretty compelling question to think about for our own lives and careers. Is returning to a place you left a step backward? Or could it actually be a giant leap forward when you can only make with new wisdom about where you truly belong